The exponent rule that I chose to use was the power to a power rule. So just as a reminder, if we have exponents and we've got a parenthesis around them, and we've got an exponent outside of these parentheses, it's kind of like distribution. We're going to multiply these exponents. So this would end up giving us 4 times 2, we'd have 8 here. And then 4 times 3, we'd have 12 over here. So the rule here is we multiply. So first job is to pick a rule and to stick with it here. Now the tough part about this Scratch project is how we want to set up kind of our general platform on our project. So for example, I kind of like the platform that I have here, where, for example, maybe the users see this. However, these 3 numbers will randomize. So each time you start your program again, these will change. Okay, so I like this platform. This is what I'm going to stick with as I create mine. And maybe to start, I have some question marks as these exponents. And then when the player is ready, they can hit a certain button or click something, and then they can make their guess, and the program should tell them if their numbers they place in here are correct or incorrect. So it should be a platform to practice this rule. So you'll notice to start, kind of the trickiest part here is to choose the platform you want. So I just went for backdrops here, and I created mine using shapes and using words. This bottom pink and purple part are the piece that I said I wanted to kind of simulate in my project. So I'm going to want exponents to appear here, here, and here. So my goal was when I was ready to choose my answer, I'd hit this select answer button that I made, this little sprite, and then I could type them in here. And then when I was ready to check my answer, I could click this button and it would tell me if it was correct or incorrect. So this is the platform I've chosen. You can choose something that works for you. So the very first thing we're going to have to do is create a bunch of variables, because I'm going to call all of these little exponents variables here. So let's start with, I'm going to call it the exponent for x, which I'm going to call this one. And if you click this, there's a bunch of little features. So I want this, if you double click, you can get just numbers here. Okay, so there's that exponent. Then I want exponent y. Same thing, click this around a bunch of times. And then I'm going to call this one exponent by the parentheses. Now, I'm going to say the guess for x, so what the user is typing in, will go here. And the guess for y will go here. And then we'll say check x, so the right answer will be here. And we'll say check y. And this one will go, oops, check y. Okay. And this one will go down here. So to start, I'm just going to stay on my backdrop slide here. When I hit the green flag, we want these numbers here to change. We want them to generate just random numbers each time. So we'll give you a hint. We want to set our exponent x to a random number, and you can choose. I'll leave this between 1 and 10. Now you'll notice when I hit this, this is the one we're watching. This will generate new numbers each time I hit the green flag. So we're going to want that for here, here, and here. Then I actually want, as we start our program, my set check, or my set guess x, I'll just put as like maybe a question mark, because we're going to guess this. Set my check y to a question mark. Set my, guess. We'll say check x. And check y. And now you'll see as I hit this, all of these are question marks because we want the player to guess the answer here. So that's kind of how I want to start my program. Then, as I select my answer, so I'm going to click this, and I hope when this sprite is clicked, that you will get, or the user will get to guess what x is. So we'll say, what is the exponent on x? And then they'll type something in, and we will set the guess x to whatever they type. So there's an idea for when we are using this select answer. And then the check guess will have to figure out the rule here. So again, when we were doing this by hand, we said we would multiply this number by this number and this number by this number. So then if 9 times 0 is 0 and 0 times 0 is 0, for this we'd get 0 and 0. If they had 0 and 0 in their answer and they hit checked answer, it would say correct. So you're going to have to use some operators in here, and you are going to have to use some of your variables here as you're compiling what their answer should equal. You're also, as I said, if their answer is correct, then something should happen. If their answer is incorrect, then something else should happen. So I'm going to leave you, this project is a little bit up in the air because you can choose as many rules as you want or whatever rule you want. And this is the format that works for me. Again, this is not the only format that you can use. All right, good luck with your project.